Adam, why don't you make your room look presentable?
If you pay me, I'll make your room look presentable. I'm in interior design now.
I mean, I have to see a proposal and stuff first.
Here it is.
Damn, it look like that? That'd be sick.
I have to see your proposal. You're funny.
You're funny, dude.
I thought I have a good nickname for Adam.
Yeah.
Funny boy, because he's so funny.
FONNY
Yeah, you said that on
boy.
the text thread. That was good when you said that.
Wait, why did you speak over Ryan? And ruin his.
What Ryan? Sorry, go ahead.
And yeah, I was thinking I've got a new nickname for Adam.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Pearl.
I was thinking about that. Adam definitely has Pearl energy.
No way, man. I'm fucking slow.
You're not slow. I'm slow.
No, man. I'm just a hardworking, loving dad who's just at every turn fucking put upon by the world and his family.
And how do you solve those problems? With a big ass cannon?
Yeah.
Glad it was nice of you not to do a joke there, Adam.
Told you I'm tired.
Ooh.
Otherwise you would have gotten classic funny.
I had no idea where this movie was gonna go the entire time.
What movie?
What movie? Let's talk about it.
Funny you should ask. The movie we watched this week was Sonny Boy. 1978?
1989.
1989.
An MGM release.
Who made this and why?
Just
So
to
we're
introduce the movie, dude. William, introduce the movie. Start talking about it.
Yeah, that's a synopsis.
Adam might be a Sonny boy. He's kind of rambunctious. So we're
I
doing
fucking
movies.
Bite you.
We're doing movies that are by directors who never worked again. And technically, I'm cheating because this director made a movie called Baby Love that came out in the year 2000. However, 0 people on Letterboxd have seen it. 12 people on IMDb have seen it, apparently. I tried looking it up on eBay, YouTube. I can't find any footage of this movie. I can't find any record of this movie. It just exists on IMDb, but Sonny Boy is basically the only movie this guy made, Robert Martin Carroll. And I listened to some of the commentary, and he's a very strange, weird guy. And this project just seems to have come from, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense how this movie got made because this movie's so bizarre. And the audience for this movie is clearly very small. It's like they had Italian money or the screenwriter's Italian or something. And I don't know what the hell they were trying to replicate. I feel like they were trying to make something like Blue Velvet, maybe. But
well, what wave was it riding? You're saying?
Yeah, like
was it like a comedy? Was it like a super drama? Was it like a?
We gotta talk about what it's about, though.
Well, you could tell us what it's about, but I guess you'd rather just tell me what to
like
do.
The director of the podcast, I think. Sonny Boy is about a baby that gets taken by a small, like a rural Texas crime boss or whatever guy who runs the whole.
Okay. So
this is why he asked you to do it, William.
The director said the movie is like The Elephant Man meets Frankenstein, or like it's Elephant Man meets Clockwork Orange, but it's more like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Frankenstein. It's like, imagine like a family like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family living out in the desert. They're violent. They have guns. They kill people. One day, Brad Dourif from Child's Play, and he's in Lord of the Rings. He plays Green.
The brother on Everybody Loves Raymond. That's what you're talking about?
Brad Dourif?
Yeah.
No. So
it's not. That's a different Brad, I think.
are you gonna make a joke?
It would be Brad Raymond if it was Raymond's brother.
Hey, don't do this thing where every time I talk, you say, "Wow, nice joke." Or are you gonna make a joke? Or
Oh, I have to acknowledge the bomb because
no,
otherwise
you
the show.
don't. That's rude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Adam is not Sonny Boy. Sonny Boy doesn't talk.
Yeah.
I should
Actually, he
for
does.
this
He
episode.
does.
You do sound like
I'm
Brad
tired.
Garrett, Adam.
So it was Phil. This town is Harmony.
Hold on,
Is this
hold
a
on.
real
I'm brother
place?
from Everybody Loves Raymond.
No, it's not a real place. So, okay.
Population
Brad Dourif
500.
kidnaps a baby. Okay. He murders the parents. He takes the baby and he sells it.
No, oh,
to
well, he
this-
steals the car and then he's like, "Wait, there's a baby in here."
Yeah. Then he sells the kid to these people, or like David Carradine. Basically, he sells it to a couple. It's David Carradine wearing a dress, being a woman. And then her husband is Bluto from the Popeye movie.
Oh, okay.
He's in a
That
bunch of
adds
stuff.
up.
He's in Pieces. He's in Crime Wave. He's in
Big Galoo.
he's a big galoot. I can't remember his name right now, but it's Paul Smith. Okay. And David Carradine's a woman and he has feminine characteristics. So he wants to raise the baby. And Paul Smith, that's Salou. The David Carradine's playing Pearl. Paul Smith is like an angry, violent tyrant. And in the opening scene, he fires a cannon at a police officer who comes investigating the kidnapping
blows
of
him
that
up.
child.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
cool.
shoots him with a cannon. And then
He hits him. Direct hit. Pretty impressive
He's
shot.
good with it. When you don't have any guns and you only have a cannon, you have to get like incredibly good at aiming and stuff.
well, no, he has guns. They have lots of guns. It's just that this is just great screenwriting because this sets up the finale of the film where they used a cannon
Mhm.
in a violent shootout with police officers. Basically, this is a movie that I had never heard of. And then maybe like 6-7 years ago, I saw someone posted it on like a Facebook Grindhouse exploitation page I was on. And I downloaded it. And then one morning I just was with my girlfriend. I was like flicking through movies to watch. And I just watched it randomly and we both
Sounds
just
like an
loved
exciting time with your girlfriend.
He did.
it. Oh, dude.
She loved
He
it.
it was, a classic Wednesday night date night. We're just sitting on the couch, just
Sunday
flipping
morning,
through
you know?
shit.
Did she really like it?
She loved it.
Sunday
I
morning.
started watching
You
it.
didn't go to church?
This is my
Bad
church.
boy. I started watching it with Wit last night, and when they stole the baby, she got really upset and left. And then she
Oh my God.
got really
'Cause she
mad.
wished-
and she was like,
She wished that could happen to you guys.
What? Would you didn't like seeing the nice happy white couple get shot and killed, screamed,
she was upset
murdered
that
in the opening scene?
she didn't want me. She doesn't like me bringing in these movies into her home and her life. She said, and she went in the other room. She was really upset. And I kept watching, and I was like, it's just a movie, I was like, whatever. And then I watched a little bit, and then I paused and like stopped the movie to go check on her. And I was like, hey, it's like, it's I just so you know, like he's not a baby anymore. He's like growing up and everything. And it's all fine. And she's like, I read the synopsis, and she's like, he gets his tongue cut out or whatever. And I was like, what are you talking about?
So
and I hadn't seen that part yet. And then I was like trying to be like, this movie's not that bad or whatever. And I looked, and the pause screen was like them all wearing pig masks.
oh yeah, the birthday to cut his
right
tongue
before
off.
they cut his tongue.
So they basically
Maybe.
raised this kid to be like a wild monster animal
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Or was he like that already? And they just
He was an
Is it the
infant,
par-
bro.
is it the
No,
ba-
this
is
is
it the
not a
baby's
nature
fault?
nurture situation. Adam's trying to do nature nurture on this. It's like, no, they stole a baby, raised him in like a empty silo, and fed him chickens,
look. If my kid turns out like this,
and
I'm
like
just saying
abused
it
him.
might be partly his fault too. It's not just entirely my fault.
They
as a
drug him
parent.
behind cars. They
Oh, yeah.
tied him up to a post and lit a circle of fire around him. And then all while this is going on, this is the funniest part. All while this is going on, you get an internal dialogue from him in this weird voice that is, I think, trying to make it sound like somebody talking with half a tongue. It's like the little voice in his head is like, and my dad did this. He burnt me. He would burn
No,
me. And
the
it
best
was all
part of the
make my
movie is
skin
when
strong.
so it's his 6th birthday, and David Carradine plays this amazing theme song that's like throughout the movie. and he's playing the theme song on the piano, and the kid is in a cage, right? And there's like holes in it, and they like reach their arm in, and you can like mess around with the kid. And you don't really see the kid when he's like 6 years old, right?
No, you just see that hand poke out of the hole.
Yeah, or you see like a POV. Like, doesn't he still like someone's watch
It's always
later?
from behind, or he's always hunched over in a fetal position. You see him getting dragged by the car, but it's clearly an adult stunt double.
Right. Hold on. We're not there yet. So then Paul Smith, Slew, takes the kid out and pulls out a giant knife and cuts the kid's tongue out. And then like David Carradine and Brad Dourif are like really concerned, but they're scared of Slew also, so they don't want to do anything about it. They just watch. But the narration, the kid says like, it's like, for my 6th birthday, my dad gave me a gift, the gift of silence. And it's like,
then he cuts his tongue out.
He cuts his tongue out, and then like the kid doesn't cry or scream or anything. There's also an amazing part before that also where Paul Smith picks up the kid and just holds him over his head like a trophy in the desert. Like, the movie's really violent. It's really disturbing, but the director, he's amateur. He's an amateur, but he's always trying to make things feel real and more complex. So there's like a lot of beauty in all this. It's not made like a horror movie. Like, it's not trying to scare you. It's just unfolding like a drama. And he said he said he wanted to make it feel like a myth. Like, it's like a mythical kind of character, Sonny Boy. And I'd say that really holds true, but he does make one weird decision, which is, so Sonny Boy's getting tortured. There's like a beautiful sequence where he's tied up with chains and he's being dragged behind his father's car, and his dad's just like going in a circle. And David Carradine's like running in slow motion, dressed like a woman. And eventually you see Sonny Boy, what he looks like as an adult. And he just looks like a surfer dude from LA. He has like blonde hair, and
beautiful.
He's gorgeous.
Like he's just like
perfect teeth,
just no tongue. And it's a very funny, weird decision. It's kind of disappointing. I don't know. I kind of feel like
it took me out of it when it revealed him as like this full guy. It took me out of it, and then especially when he realizes he's beautiful. So then he
looks in the mirror and cries.
So then when it's like the 18th birthday, he's finally become a man. So this is when they're going to use him for what they've been raising him for, I guess, which is to just murder Slew's enemies. And how they do it is they just sick him loose. They just go over to like the mayor's house and then sick him loose inside the house. And then he just brutally murders this guy. And then he looks in the mirror and then he does that freaking announcement again. Or the voiceover where he's, I can't believe the first time seeing my face. I'm beautiful. He like literally is like, he's just shook that he's sad that he's beautiful on the outside, but he's confused on the inside.
That's interesting.
Don't they just keep him in like a water tank, like a giant?
It's like an empty silo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that big. It's like a chicken coop almost.
And he wears like really ratty jeans.
Yeah, instead of like sicking him on his enemies, he should have just had him become like a child actor. He would have been great. He would have been cast in tons of stuff.
In this town of 500?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Everybody in this town lets him get like everybody in this town is scared of this guy too, who's like lives in trash. And it's just like, why don't they just kill this guy?
He's an animal.
Just kill it. Somebody should have just killed. They don't kill this guy for like 20 years.
Slew?
And they let a bunch of people get killed, and then like the henchmen are like
Slew or
about it. Slew. They don't.
Oh,
they just like
he runs the town.
Yeah, he runs the town. He's a big.
Yeah, but he lives in garbage and
he's
shit.
got like super strength too. It appears.
Honestly,
he has a cannon.
Honestly,
yeah,
he's got rounded shoulders, and you could not punch somebody hard with
he doesn't. He slaps.
No, because you could tell the way he walks, his thumbs are pointing, or like this, they're pointing in. That's like the sign for having rounded shoulders. If your arms are at your side and your thumbs go like towards you. No,
His
He's got a
arms
lot
are
of
like that
work
because he
on
was like
his
500
posture.
pounds. Work on his
I've seen some
posture. The
500
dude was
pound
like
guys with
500
incredible
pounds.
posture. Okay, incredible.
He
You
looked,
think you could
he
beat
looked
up?
like the dude from 90 Day Fiance.
You think you could beat up Bluto from Popeye?
I think I could.
Wow,
I
Adam's
mean,
a
Popeye
Popeye.
hardly
I'm like
could.
Popeye, aren't I?
You hardly. I've not seen you eat spinach once.
I actually eat spinach all the time.
Out of the can or the bag?
I'm a bag boy. Anyway,
Adam's
think
a
about
bag
Popeye
boy.
when I eat it,
Adam, instead of getting raised
think about how strong I'm getting.
in a silo in a farm, he was raised in just a little paper bag, little plastic bag, as a baby.
He was like a
Just
beer
couldn't get out.
in a can in a bag that his dad kept him in.
Yeah.
I want to talk about David Carradine because it's
Okay.
honestly nobody like it's a pretty like positive queer positive portrayal. This is a positive portrayal of like a queer relationship, I would say. There's never any sort of mention that there's something going on from anybody.
They treated him normal.
Completely normal for 1989. This is like a progressive movie.
Even like the sheriffs and stuff pulling up were like, "Oh, hey, Pearl, how you doing?"
Yeah, and that's
I
great.
didn't know you were with Child.
It's never played for jokes.
You think this is a positive depiction of a queer couple, complete freaks and murderers?
They have a good marriage. They have a good family. They raise a child.
Brutally raise a child.
Like they abuse each other. It's like lots of domestic violence.
Well, Pearl's a victim of domestic, violence and stuff, of course, but marital abuse. But ultimately they make it work.
So the director said
crazy mixed up family. But
they all end up dying. They didn't make it work.
I don't know what you're talking about. So the director said,
in a blaze of.
I forgot about that. Forgot about them dying in a fire.
The inspiration is that, or the backstory they came up with is that they met in prison, which makes a lot of sense.
How do you wait? What so you watch the commentary with the director?
Yeah. That's what the director said.
Do that for these movies. It's really
but
helps.
Are you gonna keep talking?
Yes, no.
Just like look at. Are you just gonna pick your toes and drink your beer?
I was picking lint off my pants. Come on, don't get distracted with what
boy.
I'm doing on my screen.
Sonny
Not
boy.
Sonny boy. I mean, maybe in a couple of years.
I think I'm closer to Sonny boy.
Yeah,
I know you are, Ryan. You're Sonny boy.
Pearl. I'm the
Paul,
loving.
or
I'm loving
Slew.
and stuff, and like,
You're abused.
I'm pretty great. Yeah, I'm for sure abused too. I'm a victim of domestic abuse, but we make it work.
So the director said that when he approached David Carradine wasn't interested because he thought like it was going to be like a joke, like a character that he would have to be. I don't know. He wasn't really
comic relief.
Yeah, and then the director said, "No, you're going to be like John Wayne in a dress." And David Carradine was like, "Oh, that's kind of intriguing." He's like, "Yeah, I don't want you doing a high voice. I want you to play it like a guy who has a criminal history and just wears women's clothing."
I think he's pretty feminine though in his performance.
Beautiful eyes.
Well, then he said that
stuff,
once he started wearing the costume, he felt really confident and he was surprised how good he looked. Well, one thing that's interesting is when he died, he was wearing women's lingerie.
Damn.
Well, women's clothes.
Is that for real?
Women's clothes.
That's real. No, that's real. What he
women's
he
clothes
died
are
of
just
autoerotic.
better.
Holy shit! This movie like Jokered him.
Is that what you think? You can't just
nurture or nature.
Pardon?
Jokered him. Is that what you think when a person goes trans?
Nurture. Becoming jokered is a nurture thing.
Becoming a joker.
It's not genetics. David Carradine became a joker and did autoerotic asphyxiation.
You think that's a joker?
He did paint
a joker.
He did paint over his mustache for this movie. He refused to shave, so he just painted over it skin color.
Yeah.
So you're calling Caitlyn Jenner the Joker?
That's good. What'd you say? Sorry.
Caitlyn Jenner's the Joker.
Yes, she's Joker-fied. When she underwent that surgery, she became Joker.
Kardashian Joker fighter.
Yeah, the Joker, the show.
I'm not sure that's
I'm pretty
an
sure I'm
adverb you
understanding it.
understand what it means.
I think I am using it right, but Ryan.
I ain't getting in on this.
I mean,
one.
so okay, so he did this performance. He liked the way he looked. Fast forward, he's dead by autoerotic.
Those are your words,
asphyxiation
not
and
mine.
wearing
But
women's
look,
lingerie.
here's the thing: we don't know if he was wearing women's clothing
I
before
mean,
this.
I'm not
movie.
saying. I think that he.
Who knows? He hasn't been wearing women's clothing through his teen
That's
years.
just what he told the director.
Well,
right?
maybe he did it. Oh, I see what you're saying.
He's like,
yeah, sure.
he goes to the director. He goes, I don't know. I don't want to be wearing women's clothes. That is something I definitely don't already do. And I hope this doesn't Jokerify me, because if I start wearing women's clothes after this, y'all gonna have to start calling me Mr. Jokered.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's my.
What kind of underwear?
What are your guys' theories about
do you not
why
wear women's underwear?
Why do you think he did it? And what do you think the reason is?
Why do you think he autoerotic himself to death?
While wearing women's lingerie.
You're silkier.
Or where do you think it started? If not,
I don't know. I'm not going to just make up.
I realized
crazy
that you would have
guy's story.
Just trying to get the conversation going. Just greasing the wheels of the conversation.
You're shitting on the gears. You're shitting on the wheels.
Am I like the stuff that they put on the townspeople's teeth in this movie?
You're like
trying to steer it back.
Abba Zaba, or you're like a sugar daddy for a conversation. You're just molasses.
Yeah. No.
You're like somebody that can claim
right?
to change their own oil in their car, and then they just like dump out all the motor fuel immediately.
And then turn the car on and drive.
And then don't even just keep driving. Okay, so
all right, forget.
In the first, I want to get into adult Sonny Boy.
Yeah.
So he goes and does that first killing, which is who did he kill?
The mayor.
It was like was it the mayor the first one?
He kills the mayor of the town.
So that's what I liked about this. Harmony, population 500 people. My cousin lives in Jamaica, Iowa, and it's population like 280 people.
That's a
maybe
really funny name for a town in Iowa.
And their mayor got arrested for growing and selling weed out of her house. So
cool.
When I was watching this, I'm like, that's something that could happen. Like, you could kill the mayor. The mayor in a small town like this is it's a title. There's no power there.
Right. Yeah, they're all like the equal, you're saying.
Especially if you got
But he had nice digs.
That's like a true democracy, honestly. If the mayor's just like the
usually the mayor's also the sheriff.
Yeah, stuff like that. He just does every job.
But okay, so he kills the mayor. He looks in the mirror. He realizes he's beautiful, and then when Slough goes in to find him, he's looking at a Playboy. Slew, and he's looking at a Playboy, and it's like he's getting horny. And then I'm like, oh no, William, did you just send me down another? Is this guy gonna just go on like a rape spree because he's basically a dog, which they turn him into a dog when he meets that girl.
Yeah, it's like turning him into a wild dog, basically.
He's a beast. He's an animal man.
They keep him in an ice cream truck.
And he meets
then
a
just
girl.
go to the bar and leave him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a girl meets him.
There's a funny scene.
How would she survive, dude?
There's one girl in the small town that is like an 80s pop girl. Like she, like a mall girl.
I'm just gonna go talk to this caged human being.
Ice cream,
like it's normal.
Like runs up to the thing, opens it. He's sitting there in a cage, and she's like, "Hi." She's like,
immediately attracted to him.
Yeah, and he's like covered in his own shit.
There's no way he doesn't smell.
He's literally covered in shit, I think. And she's like,
from the murder he just did.
This guy's cute.
Well, he's handsome.
Yeah, he's that handsome. That's what I'm saying. Slew is a fucking idiot. He did not use his son's talents right.
Well, Slew's jealous.
I will with my son. That's
he's
what
jealous?
I promise people.
Why do you think he's jealous?
Because he needs to control everything. He doesn't like that Pearl has a child that she loves. He doesn't
he's kind of controlling.
Well, he wanted to sell the kid for 10 grand, so I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like pissed because she wanted to keep him instead.
If you have a kid, it's a lot more lucrative to just immediately sell him than raise him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
have them outside of a hospital or steal one, and then just
Or you can
sell
be
them.
like Adam and you can rent your kid, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
No, what do you say?
You know, you just rent them for a few hours here and there.
Yeah, it's like reverse babysitter. You have the kid,
Yeah.
but then the nanny
You drop
raises
him off
the
at the-
kid. You let the
Fun
nanny
idea,
raise the
actually.
kid, and then
The
you
babysitter
you
goes
come
on the
in
date, if
for
you
like
know
a
what I
couple
mean.
hours.
I really like. I don't like what
Yeah.
William was saying. William can fuck himself, but I like what Ryan. I like Ryan's little addition there.
Let's just say Adam's kid
As
has seen
a-
a lot
as
of
a-
movies.
It'll be so funny the day you get raped, William.
Oh my god, that won't be funny. I get why you think it's funny. but-
Ryan, think about it. The day, all of a sudden, in a couple years, randomly, William gets.
How do you
butt
know it
raped.
hasn't already happened?
Yeah.
Why do you think he likes these kinds of movies?
Mm,
Chicken or the egg?
yeah.
Chicken or the
Well,
egg?
Adam's a sick person. He rents his child out.
I'm sorry,
To
guys. I'm sorry, I'm
transients.
fucked up.
So
Yeah.
You rent your child out to transgenders? Wait, transients?
Good luck with all this, guys.
yeah.
If they're transient, how do you even see them? Can't you just see right through them?
Well, just drifters
Yeah.
and
Oh, I'm thinking of translucent.
sex tourists.
Ryan, really good job steering this away from what William was trying to say. Thank you.
Thanks for
Did it.
bringing it right back. to where- thanks for backing that car right back up.
Oh God.
But anyway, yeah,
Right.
Paul wanted to, or Salou wanted to sell the kid. He didn't. So he's like, let's,
That's why
turn
he's
this kid
jealous.
into a killer. Let's use
Well, I
this
think
child.
he was really trying. I think he was really trying to kill the kid.
He was just using him
torturing
as his like play thing, like the way
Yeah.
like somebody has a dog or a cat. Oh, by the way,
Oh my
I was-
god, he kicked a pig in one of those scenes when he
for
was
real,
mad that
I think I missed that.
yeah, it's like when she realizes, when Pearl's like, I'm keeping the kid, you can't take him, and then he's like all pissed because she's like standing up by the bell tower. Which
You can kick a
whatever.
pig,
Why is there a
right?
fucking bell tower?
Does he
To
really?
see-
Does he
to
kick the
see
pig?
things.
You know,
I don't know, man. You got to watch the movie, okay? I'm not
Dude,
just
and
gonna
then no, he
explain the
turns
movie
and
we
this
can
is-
all
you-
remember every part. It's like
Well, you
collectively
always know
we
I go
can
down the
remember movie.
PETA. I go down the PETA route where I look for every sort of animal abuse in the movie, and he straight up full on kicks a pig, and the pig freaks out and runs away. Like he's pouting and he walks away,
This is an MGM movie,
and it's
by
like
the way.
funny.
No, it's not.
It's funny to
Or it's
see
a release.
pig kick a pig.
Yeah, they put it on DVD. That doesn't mean
Oh.
it's their movie.
I want to talk about the
MGM
about
musical,
it.
Sonny Boy.
they also I was uncomfortable with the scenes with the baby. I get why my wife was like whatever, like turned off and
What
stuff.
do you mean? The script or how they were treating the baby on set?
Well, I think it's like I really already think that it's like kind of child abuse just to have a baby working
100%.
as an actor and shit. But they were also doing, and then it's worse if there's scenes where the baby's crying. Like I saw a
Yeah.
thing for American Horror Story, and it was like this baby's like crying really intensely or whatever, and I was like, these fucking parents like put their baby in a thing where it was like and made it cry for American Horror Story. Like they should be like,
I wish my parents did
Arrested.
it though.
but this one
Think of
also
the
had
resume.
a scene
Think
where
of how
there was,
big,
like,
how thick your resume would be.
basically like
You've been
Slew and-
working since 6 months.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Think
That's a
about
good
your.
point. You gotta
your
think about the
acting resume.
career. Yeah. But like there's a scene where Slew and Pearl have like she like they're yelling at each other and he's chasing her around the kitchen and she's holding the baby and he's like
Yeah.
taking it away. That scene was like legitimately.
Super method. It
Uh,
seemed like.
I was getting like pissed kind of. So
Wow. Who cares?
look out.
That's how I feel
It's
about him
it's
kicking a damn
fucking
pig.
weird,
I don't
dude.
care if he tosses a human around,
Once
but
you
kicking a
realize-
damn pig.
That
Once you
kid is
realize-
an actor, Adam. Okay.
He's paying.
That was
his
an
dues.
actor. Okay. And it's
At
getting
least
paid.
he's getting paid.
Working
The
with
pig didn't
There
get
should
paid.
be a union for baby actors, led by a baby.
Listen, we can't all be bag boys being raised in
Can't
paper
all be
bags.
raised- Paper and
That's true.
plastic.
I'm pretty privileged.
You're a bag boy, remember?
I'm a bag boy. Yeah.
You
Adam
declared,
just-
I'm one
you
of the lucky
declared
bag
yourself a
boys.
bag boy. So
For the first
I said I
first
would eat
6 months.
spinach out of bags. because
look,
the
a baby's
first-
gonna
that's
he
cry
said, "I'm a
anyway.
bag
Who
boy."
cares? Who gives a shit?
Listen, for the first 6 months of Adam's life, he's just had to breathe out of that little tiny ripped hole in the bottom of the plastic bag that always
Yeah.
seems to be there. And he just breathing.
Yeah, and you
While
think
his
that's
dad's
funny,
just
right?
swinging him around while he's walking.
That's
I mean, yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Picturing a guy
Adam-
walking down the street like a cartoon
Adam sent
character
me a
swinging the
photo
bag
today.
around him.
Adam sent a photo today of his new microphone, and you could see his living room, and it's just strewn with like kids' toys and garbage and filth everywhere. And, and it's like,
just kids' toys.
not everybody's gonna live a life where they let the baby run the household and tell everyone what to do. Okay,
Damn, you're right.
some babies got to feed their family; they got to work.
Yeah,
And this kid, that's a good
You
looking
think Bob-
baby.
just
think
because you
Boss
worked as a
Baby?
baby, you don't think like you shouldn't think that other babies should have to do it.
Well, when
You
I worked
think
as a
Boss Baby
baby,
got to
I
the
ran a
position
Fortune
Boss Baby?
500 company.
You were the boss
No,
baby.
you didn't.
Yeah,
no,
I
he
was the
what
boss
a boss
baby.
baby was based on.
No, your heroin addict dad used your social security card to open up a business. That's different.
And I was very successful. Thank you. Okay.
You got trumped, bro. You got trumped.
I was like a little Donald Trump when I was a kid. And unfortunately, when
Idea for a
I
cartoon.
began to speak, I lost my ability to win at the stock market. But I did great.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the 80s. We all did great. But let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happens to Sonny Boy, because eventually Weasel, played by Brad Dourif,
Mm-hmm.
and Sidney Lassick from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Deep Cover. Well, they decide to use Sonny Boy to kill some randos.
Because he found 2 gold nuggets.
A man found gold nuggets, and so to get
He's
that
80,
gold,
80-some year old. He was like 88 years old, and he found 2 gold nuggets. He was like an elderly person.
Well, the
And
people
they
were
were-
just like
They were like,
chronically poor.
slow, coleslaw. We got to go get these 2
Nice.
gold nuggets. And he was like, no, that's stupid because that'll put the
His
cops on our radar.
Salu's plan to get money was to sell paintings to people in Beverly Hills.
Oh,
And
yes. And he was a painter himself.
Oh yeah, he's
Yes.
like a brilliant surrealist painter, like Dali. or whatever.
Yes.
That's
movie's
a fun
awesome.
detail.
So
So
no, he wanted to go steal. He wanted
they're
to
gonna
rob.
they're gonna
but while
scam
selling
people.
paintings.
Yeah, and like sell paintings and steal from one rich person, sell it to the other, yada yada yada. But it didn't work out. So Weasel kidnapped Sonny Boy, and Weasel has a gun. And for some reason, he didn't just shoot a guy and rob him. He decided, like he did in the first scene of the movie, he decides to use Sonny Boy.
An elderly 88-year-old.
So then after they rob this guy, he goes to the bar, him and Sidney Lassick. That's the guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest who talks like this, and it's very emotional. They just start
Yes.
laughing and bragging about this crime they pulled off. And then they show the townspeople Sonny Boy in like the parking lot of the bar. And
Oh,
the townspeople.
Sonny Boy had bit off his thumb at this point too.
Oh yeah, he was showing people like,
Yes.
look, you bit off my thumb. He was
yeah,
like,
he
"Ugh."
bit off Weasel's thumb, and he was wearing it
Silly.
around his. Sonny Boy was wearing it around his neck with some twine.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Salu's like, where'd that come from? But so then the townspeople are horrified of Sonny Boy, and they like, this is where it turns into Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And they start chasing him around the town, trying to kill him, trying to capture him. The girl is trying to help Sonny Boy. Eventually, the townspeople like create a posse, and they just head towards the compound. And there's a massive shootout, and it's pretty awesome.
What's the
Yeah.
wooden pyramid that they're building?
Yes, they have a beautiful. It's like very Burning Man. It's like very like they're
Yeah.
artists, so they have like this giant wooden pyramid filled with stolen televisions because they sell hot goods, and eventually, well, in the shootout, it burns down. And Sonny Boy survives. He's just laying in a pile of ash at the end. It's very it's not very well staged. It doesn't
Beautiful.
it doesn't feel likely that this giant
I
thing
was
would
like,
burn.
this dude.
This
But
giant
he had
pile
been
of
training,
ash,
William.
and
No,
he's
no,
just
no.
laying there and like gets
He had
up.
been
like,
training. William, at the beginning, when he's like 12 years old and his dad's dragging him behind the
Oh.
pickup truck, he
Yes.
goes, my daddy says this will make my skin stronger. And then it's like got him tied up to the fire post and he's got fire and he goes, this is supposed to make my skin like indestructible. So he's got thick skin for fire.
Right.
He's a
He's been
superhero,
tied up
dude.
around a
Holy
ring
shit.
of fire.
Yeah, you're
Wow.
right. It's like it's written into it. Damn,
But
Ryan.
It's not staged very
He's
well.
supposed to be a super freak.
job.
No, the whole movie's not staged very well.
Some parts are, some parts aren't. I think the director said sometimes the executive producer would like shoot scenes. Like he shot the fire circle scene. I didn't listen to the whole commentary, but I was imagining some of the stuff at the end the executive producer shot, because there's one scene where the townspeople go into a barn and these extras, this is some bad extra acting. They don't seem angry. They don't seem mad. They look like people like you would see at a diner. They just look like agreeable folk. And
They're
they
like
have
real like locals.
Yeah,
to
that
this
was
town.
that was
They
friends and
actually live in
family
this
for
town.
sure. That was friends and family for.
but
Well,
they have
it's
like
all,
guns
old,
and
like, country
torches and
people and shit that like all look exactly the same. They all have like those glasses.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Can't
Yeah,
recognize
so-
your own grandfather.
there's also a
No,
town
I can't.
doctor
He
character.
changed.
Yeah, that guy's good.
He's just a town drunk, and I thought he was going to
He
be like
stands up
way
to
more
them.
important. I
He
thought he was
stands
going
up
to be
to
way
the-
more important. He gets bullied by Weasel.
No, he
does
punches
stand
him. He
up to
knocks him out or whatever.
But through the whole movie, he's getting bullied by Weasel and shit.
Yeah, everybody in
Um,
this town. This is like a really shitty town of
But
people.
he's like a
regular people.
But he's like
I
a
mean.
genius, right? Didn't they mention the college he went to? He's an alumni from. He's not like a genius, but he's like a successful human that ended up back into that town, and that's why he's just drinking himself to death.
Gotcha. Hey,
Well,
that's
he's
like
very
what you're
smart
doing right
because
now.
he's able to take
Exactly.
a monkey.
So I'm that guy.
He's able to take a monkey tongue and reattach it to Sonny Boy at the end of the film.
Oh
He did?
yeah,
Oh my
Yes.
god!
that's what the surgery
Oh,
was. I was like,
because
what is he talking?
this is-
What was he saying?
This is what they were bullying him at the bar earlier in the movie. To go, what are you gonna do? Put more monkey parts on people's bodies? So I think
Yes.
he is a disgraced medical professional because
Yes.
he used monkey
Damn.
organs.
That's good.
He put it in somebody and then they died, right?
Yeah.
Which just happened in real life, right?
Pig heart.
Monkey person.
Oh,
A
a pig
guy got
heart.
a
guy
Okay,
died.
never
Heart.
mind. Scratch it. He died
He
like
lived
2
for
months
2
later.
months. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I mean, is it because did he die because of the heart?
yes,
No, he didn't get
Adam.
enough. He didn't get enough
Oh.
slop. Is the problem? They didn't realize until it was too late that they should have been feeding him slop after the pig heart was
Yeah.
inserted, and
Yeah.
instead he was eating like caviar. He's eating good, but
Damn.
yeah. So lack of mud, lack of slop. It's tragic.
I don't think you're supposed to eat
That's what I
caviar
said.
after surgery.
That's what Ryan
What
does
about
every time he gets
during?
surgery.
I've never had caviar.
Well,
Surgery.
no,
You?
every time you get plastic surgery, you have
Ryan
caviar
County's
afterwards.
never had caviar. This is
I've
shocking.
never had caviar. Should I try it?
Do you
I
like
think
sushi?
I've had it. I think I've had it once or twice. It's like black goo stuff.
That was
Caviar.
probably fish bait.
The guy told
Worms.
me it was caviar.
There's a lot of
He
just
was a bag boy. He was in a bag of worms.
They're like long and like
He was in a bait bag. Adam was
Yeah.
bait.
They
His
come in
dad would put a
bags of
his dad
No, that
Put
was
him on the
caviar.
fishing
It was in a-
hook.
bait
in
bag.
Florida.
Oh, I'm
A
aware.
nice swordfish.
Catch a python or two.
I'm a hook boy.
Yeah. His dad would just hold out Adam and get like a monitor lizard off the front porch by like shaking Adam in front of the lizard.
And that's what we
Shaking
eat.
at him.
Yeah, I wanted to
I
lie
wanted
and say
them-
I was a bag boy. Sorry, guys.
I wanted them to. We know you're a bag boy, bro. I
Okay.
wanted them to. No, we know you are.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a fucking hook boy or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a bag boy.
Born and
Okay.
raised in the bag, sucker.
Florida kind of looks like a big bag, right? Like a
Yeah.
saggy bag.
Mm,
Hey, Florida kind of looks like
It
a
looks like a-
penis. It's like doesn't it look like America's penis?
no.
You guys think that joke's really funny, don't you? Well, we don't. Just kidding.
It doesn't.
We do things funny.
It looks like America's dog shit bag. It looks like one of those doggy
Like a
bags.
America's bag of
And
dog
there's like
shit.
a thick. There's just a big thick dog turd in there. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like a dog where it hasn't like cut it off yet, so it's just dragging it around.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, those little green bags that you pick up dog crap.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it's just
Okay.
full. Like
It could've
you
looked
used
like
it
all
like
these
it looks like America used the bag too many times, reused it too many times, and it's just
Mm.
full of dog turds. That's Florida.
It's a great state. That's one of the great things about Florida. All the different things
That it's a great
it looks
state?
like.
All the weird shit in it because all the weird animals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a turd watcher instead of a bird watcher.
You got binocular.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, that's a python turd.
Writing it down in a little
Like,
journal.
Somebody had Indian food last night.
That's honestly sounds like a pretty fun hobby.
You're just taking notes on different chunks of corn and different, like, okay.
Like
so-
people shit and stuff too. You're just looking at every
all kinds of shit.
you can find.
People aren't the only ones that eat corn, bro.
Yeah, pigs.
I was thinking it would be like.
Did you
for
think
exotic
people were the only
birds.
ones that ate corn?
I did. I thought that.
So what did we learn? What's the message of this movie?
Well, there's a few. Don't put your baby in the back seat of an open convertible, and then pile a bunch of your luggage on top of it, and then go to have an argument inside the apartment. Don't do that. That was just poor. And why was your baby in a basket and not in a car seat?
It was the early 70s. It was a different time. We used to leave our kids in cars back then.
People put babies in baskets,
convertibles, and then you just go into you go see a movie or you go to the grocery store.
But it's a freaking picnic basket that they put this baby in.
Why did you say that like Yogi Bear?
Because that's exactly why. You don't put a baby in a picnic basket, because then a damn bear's gonna come up and go, oh shit, this looks like a dope ass picnic.
Yeah.
But the movie wouldn't have made.
I think
the movie would have had
this.
been called Basket Boy if he never got kidnapped.
The lesson is put your kids to work. You know, your kid's gonna be crying and screaming anyway. You might as well have them cry and scream in a dang movie.
Oh, you're saying like the lesson is within the making of the movie, not the
plus the fact that the parents in this movie are using this kid for their crimes and their murders. So
there's like a meta layer to it. Damn.
Yeah, but he wasn't making any money until he was 18.
Put your kid to work, Ryan. That's the lesson I got. I'm seeing green.
I'm gonna put this kid. I'm on the same page as you. I'm gonna have 3 kids. And you know what their names are going to be? Lights, a camera, and action, baby. I'm putting them on set. I'm throwing some coke up their noses right out the gate, right out the womb.
Well, you don't want them to like be. You don't want them to like when they're doing it with like an agent for it to be like the first time. You know?
Well, look, I still have a few Boss Baby connections I can use. I can hook them up.
No, you don't. They're all grown up now. They're all grown up now, out of the game. Are you still have babies in your contacts?
Yes.
All right.
Italian babies that are de-aged.
Adam, as the only father on the podcast, what did you see as like the moral or the point?
Don't put it on the spot. Just skip
Adam,
over it.
Adam, here's a question that we ask every time we record this podcast, and it still catches you off guard.
Love your son while you can, because they grow up fast.
Who do you think the intended audience is for this movie? What kind of person would you recommend this? Yeah, it wasn't funny.
The director.
Killed it.
The director and the actors in it, and then those old people that played the extras. That's basically the audience for this.
Wait, what did you ask, William?
College kids?
Who's the audience? Like a What's Eating Gilbert Grape type crowd?
This movie reminded me of
sophisticated people.
Yeah. This movie reminded me of Freeway a little bit, where it's like just a fucking weird movie that's trying to be weird, you know, and it's kind of like a crime. It's got violence in it and stuff. It's kind of an early version of like a Scuzz movie or whatever.
I would say if there was better actors in this movie and definitely some notes, I could see this being like at the time in the late 80s being like something that wins awards if it was just like higher budget.
Like the Elephant Man, because Elephant Man didn't have a great childhood.
But it didn't
Apparently-
have like but this movie is like very exploitative and shit.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but if they had Brad
Well, it's
Pitt
not gonna win an
as
Oscar.
Sonny, Brad Pitt is
We
Sonny boy.
know, Adam.
Oh. Yeah, sorry I didn't pick up on that. Great. Hilarious bit.
Literal Adam. So
Literal Adam.
the movie,
Whoopsie.
the tongue cutting scene, of course, is so horrifying. It just pissed off everybody. And they said the movie was literally pulled from theaters after like a few days. Like it didn't even play a week.
That makes sense, but it
That's
wasn't that
sadistic.
graphic though. You don't even see it. Like there is no practical effects in that regard. There was no like visible violence. Like when the motorcycle, when those two, when that guy and that girl are chasing him down on the motorcycle and just driving back and forth and slicing him a little bit.
Because he sees them having sex.
Like,
They're like,
that could've
pervert.
been way
and then
more
they chase him down and
Well, there's a lot of,
slice him.
pussies out there like Adam who can't handle watching a baby cry.
But you can handle a pig getting kicked.
You're right. I should
slightly.
be totally fine with it. That's what a man would do. He'd be totally fine with seeing violence against a child.
What's that baby up to today? Can you look
Those are
that
your
up?
words, not mine.
Look up what that baby's doing. He's probably got a big ass successful career.
Look it
No,
up
he's
on the
I
still a
bet
computer.
he
baby.
was in Mighty.
Look him on the
He's
computer.
still-
It says online
He's-
he's still a baby.
Shit.
Those are only the worst babies stay babies. You know, the better baby you are, the faster you grow up.
Gary Coleman
Like you're
was great.
rewarded. No, he was one of the worst babies. That's why.
What you talking about, Adam?
Yeah. Felt like Gary Coleman was on the podcast for a second.
Would have been better if it was all
What
Will.
about-
What you talking about?
Are you
William?
saying Todd Bridges was a better baby than Gary Coleman?
Exactly. That's what the show was ultimately saying.
Hot take.
Mhm.
That's a hot take. So, what rating do we give this movie? What score?
I took 4 gummies last night. Oh, you do yours, and then because I always got a story for my ratings.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just get mine out of the way. So I saw the Batman the other night. I actually walked out after 2 hours because I was just tired. But
So you didn't see
I
the
was-
at the end of the movie?
What?
fuck, are you kidding?
Why did you go 2 hours and then walk out?
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be on HBO Max, and I was just like, I honestly I wasn't vibing with it.
You didn't see
I
the
thought it was
guy from
okay,
the.
That's crazy. I watched the Batman
Oh,
twice in one day.
I know. They did, big guy. But I was like super tired, and I was like, I walked out of the 2 hour mark because I was like, I'm gonna sit here for another hour and like get home at like 11 or whatever. But I was like,
Hey,
I
what's
already
your
know
rating,
all this is
dude?
fucking gonna happen. So I
It's
was
a
gonna say,
boring story.
I was kind of trying to think about the Batman. I was like, I'm comparing it to every other superhero movie, so it's like I was getting very frustrated with it. But this movie, it's like hard. There's nothing else to. There's not a lot to compare it to. So I would give it like out of
I'd
these
compare
types
it
of
to the
weird
Batman.
movies, I would give it like a 3. I would say because
I think-
it's pretty entertaining and stuff, but it's like, yeah, there's some bad choices. I think, and like
I think
that's
that's an interesting choice. You would compare that because this is basically like, what if Bruce Wayne was an orphan in this way?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any supervillains that have this? The Sonny Boy could have ended up like the Joker. He could have been Joker-fied, but at the end he was good because he met a nice lady.
Because he was horny.
Yeah. Remember when he was like they were about to kiss or whatever, and then Slew like slaps him, and he's like, "That's you're
He
disgusting."
knocks that
or
girl
whatever.
aside.
Because
That's what I'm saying. He
about to have, like,
slaps her.
Consensual heterosexual sex. This movie has like a thing with that, or that it's like it's very subtle with its queer positivity.
What?
What was that noise?
That was right.
That was me like
I didn't just like
That was
take
me
a deep
laughing.
breath. Tap into the microphone after saying that.
I was really confused by that.
This movie
big
4
fat guy-
stars.
this
I
big
wasn't.
Fat guy backhands
For sure.
this big fat guy backhands a lady because of consensual sex, and that has what to do with queer positivity?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
like
what the hell he's
pro.
talking
It's like
about.
pro
I don't know why he talks. It's
punishing
his opinion.
heterosexuals.
How is that positive
Well, it's
for anybody?
It's pro queer, like militant.
up.
No, it
pro.
ain't.
It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's a cool movie. Look,
It's a fun,
kidding.
stupid
Yeah,
movie.
it's super fun. But
You did 4 stars, William?
yeah, and also I really like the theme song. I love the montages at the beginning. I really love the first third of the movie. The opening is just amazing. Sonny, it gets a little, stupid by the end with the Frankenstein stuff, but
that scene where he's like escaping the villagers and when he's like trapped in the barn or whatever is like really funny. Where he's supposed to be like mauling all these old people. I don't know, it's funny.
I wish they would have kept him more of like a local legend instead of showing him to the whole town. Like kept him still like at the farm.
You gotta build. It's got to have a climax. I know. I kind of like that it had a climax. The other thing I like about this movie, it moves very nicely.
Yeah.
It's not like a modern day script where, I don't know, everything is set up. Everything is so like
it's too
polished.
Like
I mean,
yeah.
They set
know what
things
they're doing
up.
Too much.
Hey, I'm talking. Okay.
Sorry.
You can talk when you.
I think there's a lag.
Well, I'm talking.
I know. I'm trying to fill in the.
Well, don't. I don't need you to be my hype man. Okay.
Hyping you off, dude.
I don't need Flavor Flav jumping in.
I got you.
Let's do this.
Let's do this together, man. William,
we got this.
William, say what you're saying.
All right.
Ryan, I like how this movie just moves, right? And there's not a lot of like, I'm not being preached at. I'm just watching. I'm watching great characters: a father, a son, a mother, a weasel,
and the Holy Ghost, bitch.
I don't think you're listening.
I'm hyping.
That was good.
Father,
I get what you're saying, William. So
is that how you were raised? A father, son, and a weasel?
Yeah. Yeah, William's the weasel actually in this movie. And I'm Slew and Pearl.
You're only Slew because of the weight, Adam. But so
I have rounded shoulders. That's why I knew that thing about rounded shoulders. So that's the sad truth.
We got to talk about Slew because this guy pops up in a lot of movies and maybe has the narrowest range of any actor I've ever seen. He just he's angry and he has like a half, or he's like got a grin where he's like, where he's kind of smiling.
Grin.
I'm enjoying being angry.
But
and you could just say he's got the most narrow range, period. Like all across the board. That dude can't turn his neck.
He's just
He's got to turn his shoulders.
He's got rounded shoulders in every role. You're saying, William?
He looks like the bomb at the top of the hill in the first level of Mario 64. He's like he's just round.
Yeah.
I was watching a little Popeye when he sings his song "I'm Mean," and I couldn't tell if it was actually his singing voice. It might have been, but yeah, he got a lot of work in the 80s, that dude. And it's surprising because he just plays the same character. He's just an angry guy.
When you look like that.
Yeah, they know who to call. That's how character actors work, bro. Sorry to break it to you about how it.
Sorry, fourth wall shattered.
Yeah, gotta shatter the fourth
Sorry,
wall.
William. Guess what? Character acting. You find a good one, you stick with it. Look at how Pearl, that actor, he got this character. He wore a dress. He died in a dress.
That's that's the kind of career you want when you're a character actor.
It's gonna be so sad when Adam is found dead in his room.
He's wearing women's lingerie, but that's not sad.
Not
that's
even.
Fine. No, they're just dirty, dude. There's like shit stains in the back.
Fully dude with toe shoes.
Just toe shoes. And the cops are like, this looks like foul play. They're taking pictures, and then the detective pops your toe shoe off, and they're like, oh my God, sir, he's got separators under it. His toe separators underneath.
One of them is like, ah, like throw it
This
out.
this just
The
gets
new guy.
deeper and deeper. What does this mean?
So yeah, the toe shoe thing. You guys talking about it and stuff. That's when I got
Batman's there.
Joker-fied.
Batman's in-
He's looking
he
around.
goes, looks like this guy got spread.
Everybody thinks Batman's the freak until they do the toe shoe thing, and then you're like, "All right, I guess he's.
Is
Is
this another one of your freaks, Batman? Ever since you showed up, all these freaks.
Batman's like, maybe this guy deserved it.
he's got
like,
like
I'm
a
nowhere near this guy, dudes.
half-eaten banana in his mouth and just a tipped over mason jar full of piss.
We just
next
talk
to
about
him.
Adam leaving the Batman after 2 hours and just going home.
Tired, man.
Were you listening to as I want the way is a on the way
I'm gonna
home?
go home.
Yeah. I just like, I get it. I guess I was like, I'll watch it later. You know?
Why even go?
Yeah, you
Well,
knew it was
Did
3
you see
hours.
Jackass
movie-
yet?
Yes, I did.
All you
Had
did
a
was
good
talk
time with
about
that.
Jackass for weeks, and you're like, I think I should go. I think I want to see it.
Well, I had to go on a. We should probably have ended the episode before this. I would say because
Why?
you
This
talk
is the
to
funny
Batman?
part.
I watched it
Me,
twice, baby.
well,
One
I
day
was
I
just
can
I
tell you all
couldn't. I
about
was
it.
busy.
Okay. Calm down.
And yeah, I was already pissed that the Batman was 3 hours because it's like, why? Like that's rude to parents. You know, anybody that with any adult who like lives the
Adam.
life of an adult, that's like
No, anybody
Don't
who
live-
has who has parents is ruining the life of single people because of shit like that, of people without parents, because they're
Mhm.
like, oh, I got kids, so we got to change all the rules because I got kids. No, fuck my ass. You had the choices. You made choices. To
You
have
heard him.
kids. You
I know,
live
but
in
then
the
all of a
You
sudden-
heard him, Adam.
As soon as I had a kid, they started
Suck
making
my
every
ass.
movie 3 hours long. It's very annoying.
No, they didn't. What did you have a kid when the goddamn Titanic was
Imagine
on
Adam
two
just sitting
VHS
there,
tapes?
picking his nose in the theater, picking
Well,
his
you got
feet.
like
He's
half an
"I'm
hour of
bored."
previews. You got a half an hour of previews. It takes like
What's
a
your
half
kid
an hour
doing
to
up at 11 o'clock
get there
anyways?
and to leave and go home. No, I went home and went to bed.
Oh, tragic news! Breaking news.
Here you go.
Breaking
Moral
news.
of the
Tragic
story: wear a
William
condom, y'all.
Hurt. William Hurt,
Oh,
Oscar-winning actor, is
thought you were
dead
talking
at
about me.
71.
damn.
Just now?
R.I.P. King.
That's young.
Who's
R.I.P.
that?
King.
Yeah, so wait, you were looking at your phone while I was talking?
No, he's got
I,
alerts.
I don't listen
for
to you.
dead actor.
You think I pay any attention to what you're
rude.
saying?
You are like Slew. You're just a rude person. That's how I would describe Slew.
I mean, is that worth listening to? I feel bad for the audience. You're like
they've
Slew.
stopped listening.
You're rude.
after this. Nobody's hearing this part except for that one guy. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro? Even
Ryan,
he's not listening.
Say hi to the guy.
What guy? I gotta go pee.
Yeah, this episode's over later.
I'm looking for a place where the dogs don't bite, the children don't cry, and everything always goes just right, and brothers don't fight. Maybe it's just over that hill, maybe it ain't. Maybe there's gold at the end of this rainbow, and maybe it's just pain. Maybe it's just over that hill up ahead, maybe it ain't. Maybe there's gold at the end of this rainbow,